Get ready for your daily dose of marketing strategies and tactics from entrepreneurs with the guile and experience to help you find success in any marketing capacity. You're listening to Marketing School with your instructors, Neil Patel and Eric Sue.
Welcome to another episode of Marketing School. I'm Eric Sue.
And I'm Neil Patel.
And today we're going to talk about 7 advanced marketing automation tactics for your blog. So marketing automation, just to give you a quick recap, it's basically you're marketing to people or you're sending them messages according to behaviors, right, on your site. So let's say, for example, they opted in for a specific lead magnet, or they clicked onto one of your pages, or let's say they've downloaded, quite a bit of resources from you, and then you're lead scoring them as well. These are all the things that are tied in with marketing automation. So you're basically, because not every single person is the same, somebody can be brand new on your site, somebody can be very advanced. You want to message these people differently. So first and foremost, what I will say, number one, when you're using marketing automation, one tip I would have is on your thank you page, or you can even do this in your first introduction email, you can just, add 3 different links for people, trying to tag people to see what kind of people they are. So you can say, hey, I'm Eric Sue, welcome to my blog. You can give a little more information on yourself and say, hey, just to serve you better, I'd like to know, where you're at exactly. Are you like a beginner online marketing? Are you intermediate? Are you advanced? Obviously, you want to get more, a little more, detailed than that. I'm just, being high level right now, but doing that will allow you to start to segment people right off the bat. So you can either do it on the thank you page, or you can do it in your introduction email, and then you can start to craft these different campaigns for these different individuals.
So the biggest thing that I've learned through marketing automation and blogging, because I send so many emails, right, from my blog. Every time I publish a blog post, I shoot off an email. The biggest thing that I ended up learning through automation is if people aren't opening up your emails, your open rates just tank. And most people do it where publish a blog post, send out an email to everyone. Start doing it. Program your marketing automation. Every single one does this. In which, or at least they have this capability, but you have to program it or tell them, right? And it's just a few clicks of a button. You don't have to be a developer. Where if you email someone like 3, 4, or 5 times over a period of a month, and if they don't open up any of your emails, stop sending them an email. Scrub that person off your list. The reason being is if you keep emailing them, what Gmail and Hotmail and some of these providers do, they're like, oh, you send an email to 1,000 people on Gmail, but 100 of them don't open up any of your emails. Oh, your emails must not be valuable. Let's start putting in some of your emails into the spam box. So your deliverability rates will go to shit, even with the people who are opening up your emails.
All right. And number 3, if you have, hopefully you have different kinds of people. So you have your customers, you have your leads, you have people that perhaps have downloaded specific lead magnets too. So they're all different kinds of people, right? So the third one I would say is make sure that you have some kind of list or campaign that is targeted specifically at customers, because your customers are worth a lot more. These people are much willing to spend more money with you. It's much easier to upsell them, right? So if they bought something from you already, they should at least be tagged with the customer tag. And in a better scenario, they might even be moved to a customer list for a little bit before being moved back into your normal nurture sequence. Or you have to think about, I think another thing that kind of ties into this would be mapping out, the life cycle of your customers. What stages are they at exactly, right? You can use a tool like Glyphy to kind of, flow chart the thing out.
And then I would say the next tactic is think of it this way, right? You have all these emails coming in. How many of them do you think that are going to convert into customers? Now, here's something crazy that most people don't realize. I was talking to someone at HubSpot, which does marketing automation, and they're telling me something interesting. And we've seen this throughout so many different companies, but they're telling me like, yeah, once you collect the email, if they don't convert close enough to right away or within the first few days, the chance of them converting later on is slim to none. We've noticed the same thing. So whenever someone joins your email list, try to get them right away to buying or signing up for something, building a trust, right? In essence, pitch them as close as possible to when they sign up. You don't have to do it that same day, but you should be doing it within the first week of them signing up to your list.
Number 5, lead scoring. So talked about this a little earlier, but lead scoring, that's basically the ability to look for your most engaged people on your list. You can do this with HubSpot, you can do it with Drip, you can do it with Infusionsoft. But just saying, okay, somebody that has, filled out a free consultation form, or they've downloaded 3 lead magnets on SEO is fundamentally a different person than somebody that has just, opted in for just one thing, right? They're much more engaged. So past a certain threshold, you might say, okay, somebody that downloads like one lead magnet, they might be assigned 15 points or something like that. And then for each website visit, it's 1 point. So you keep adding, you break down this point system, and then once it tips over a certain threshold, let's say over 100 points, these people will, they'll be scored above 100, and then they'll be triggered to be moved into another sequence. So that way, again, you're treating people differently, and you're treating your leads differently too. That way, it's a lot more automated, and you don't have to go fishing around your list to find out who exactly is in your list and who's more qualified than the other person.
The next one that would be on my end, and I've tested a lot of stuff when it comes to opt-ins and dripping people in automation. The key thing that I found is make your opt-ins very relevant to your product and service, because it doesn't matter what you do with the automation, but if the opt-in isn't relevant enough, it's not going to convert. I'll give you a good example of this. With Kissmetrics, we sold an analytics tool to companies that are in the e-commerce, subscription, SaaS space, and ideally they would have a revenue of $10 million or more a year. When we offered general opt-ins like ebooks, like learn how to rank higher on Google, etc., stuff that was still marketing related, those emails and leads, like in most cases, almost all cases, over 99% of the time, wouldn't even convert into a customer. And it wasn't even 99%, it was like 99.99 something, right? But when we offered ebooks and content upgrades, etc., related towards e-commerce, SaaS, subscription-based businesses, and are really relevant, like how to reduce your churn, how to increase the lifetime value of your customer, etc., we got so many more sales through our marketing automation system. But it started with the front end, because if your front end offer isn't relevant enough to the product or service you're selling, you won't do well.
That's a good one. All right. The last one, but not least, is this also helps what kind of Neil just mentioned, but if you're able to survey your audience, survey, it's like, how does that relate to marketing automation? It totally relates, because it determines how you message people and the type of offers that you're going to put in front of people. So now's a good time. I mean, we're recording this literally on Christmas Day of 2016. And I'm sending out surveys to people. I send an annual survey every year to both of my lists, just to see what kind of people are they exactly, what kind of topics would they be interested, what are their biggest struggles exactly, and then from there I can just create like a word cloud using a tool like Tag Crowd, just to see the most common words that pop up, and then I can figure out, I can take this back to my team and say, okay, this is what everybody said on according to the survey. Okay, what do we need to do next? And then from there we can start to plan ahead of time. So that's going to determine how we might make adjustments to our nurture sequences in 2017. So Neil, anything else to add before we hop off?
That's it.
All right, that's it for this episode. We'll see you tomorrow.
This session of Marketing School has come to a close. Be sure to subscribe for more daily marketing strategies and tactics to help you find the success you've always dreamed of. And don't forget to rate and review so we can continue to bring you the best daily content possible. We'll see you in class tomorrow, right here on Marketing School.